Some departures happen suddenly, a message unread, a conversation unfinished. Someone who once knew everything about you becomes a stranger in your orbit. And what hurts the most isn't just their absence, it's the silence. The lack of explanation. The feeling of being left behind while still holding pieces of something that no longer exists. You don't want to admit it, but you keep checking. You wait for the reply that doesn't come. You think maybe if you had said something different, or if you had been more patient, more loving, more distant, more perfect, maybe they would have stayed. But this is a form of self-punishment disguised as reflection. The truth is, sometimes people leave not because of something you did, but because of something unresolved in them. And even if you had done everything right, it wouldn't have changed the outcome, because they were already 1 foot out the door. And your worth was never the problem. The Stoics warned us about this, about clinging too tightly to things or people that were never truly ours, not because they wanted us to live empty lives, but because they knew that the more you attach your peace to the presence of others, the more fragile your peace becomes. If you find something in these words that steadies you, subscribe. You'll know by the end if this belongs in your life. Let's continue. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." And what is someone leaving, if not an outside event? You cannot control when people come or go. You can only choose how to meet that loss, with collapse or with calm. That doesn't mean you won't feel it, that it won't knock the wind out of you for a while. Pain is not failure. Emotion is not weakness. The Stoics never told us to deny what we feel. They simply told us to let those feelings pass through us without becoming them. When someone important walks away, your world feels smaller, duller. It's not just the person, it's the conversations you'll never have, the memories you'll never make, the future that now feels rewritten. And in that loss, it's tempting to hold on tighter, to replay everything in your mind as if the right amount of analysis could undo reality. But this is a trap. The mind will tell you that if you obsess long enough, you'll find the answer. But some endings don't come with answers. Some are just meant to happen. And when you stop asking, why did they leave, and start asking, what now, that's when healing begins. There's wisdom in restraint, in not reaching out again, in not pleading, in not chasing what has already chosen to walk away. The person who left may have been good to you, they may have even loved you. But that doesn't mean they were meant to stay. And it doesn't mean that their absence is your fault. You don't heal by clinging. You don't rebuild by begging. You heal by sitting still with the emptiness, by learning to breathe through the ache without needing to numb it. By remembering that your peace was never supposed to depend on someone else's proximity. This is the Stoic stance, not a shutting down of the heart, but a reclaiming of your center, the part of you that remains when everything else is gone. Letting go is not the same as giving up. It's acknowledging reality without resentment. It's standing with dignity when you could kneel in desperation. It's recognizing that love is not supposed to chain you to someone else's indecision. And so when they leave, let them walk. Let them go where they feel pulled, even if it's away from you. Let them follow their own path, even if it means crossing out of yours. Because holding them hostage with your thoughts doesn't bring them back, it just holds you back. The Stoics didn't write about heartbreak because they feared it. They wrote about it because they knew it well. They lost just like we do. They mourned, they let go, and still they carried on. So will you. They left, let them. That's not bitterness, that's balance. That's not weakness, that's wisdom. That's not the end. It's the beginning of something quieter, stronger, yours. Letting go isn't just one decision. It's a series of small ones, repeated every day. You wake up and don't check your phone for a message that won't come. You walk past familiar places without lingering in memory. You stop crafting imaginary conversations in your head, the ones where they apologize, where they explain, where they finally see you. You don't need them to see you anymore. And if you do this long enough, something strange happens. The absence becomes quieter, not gone but lighter, less sharp. It's still there. Grief doesn't leave all at once, but it stops leading you. It walks beside you, not in front of you. The Stoics would call this the return to reason, the reclaiming of inner order. They knew that people come and go. They knew that nothing external is permanent. And rather than resist this truth, they shaped their lives around it. You can too. You don't have to become bitter to become strong. You don't have to close yourself off to protect your heart. The real strength is in staying open even when it hurts, in loving again even after you've been abandoned, in trusting your own value even when someone else failed to recognize it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. Not to be loved, but to love." That distinction matters, because when your ability to love is no longer dependent on someone else staying, you're finally free. And this freedom isn't loud. It's not about declaring that you've moved on or pretending you were never affected. It's quiet. It's choosing peace over proof. It's choosing your future over their memory. It's choosing not to reopen the wound just to see if it still bleeds. They walked away from something you still valued. That's hard. But you don't need to reduce yourself to match their leaving. You don't need to shrink to fit into their absence. Grow anyway, heal anyway, continue anyway, because your life is still yours. And everything you hoped they would give you, safety, stability, understanding, is still possible. It just has to come from you now. That's what the Stoics meant by self-mastery, not control over others, control over your own narrative. This doesn't mean you won't miss them. Some people leave fingerprints that never fully fade. You may carry pieces of them forever, but those pieces don't have to wound you. They can remind you of how deeply you felt, of how much you grew, of what you'll no longer accept. There's a version of you that was born in their absence, a quieter, wiser, more grounded version, one that doesn't beg for love but embodies it, one that doesn't seek permission to exist, one that wakes up, looks in the mirror and knows, I'm not what was left, I'm what remains, and what remains is enough. So let this be your turning point, not the moment you stopped loving them, but the moment you started loving yourself more. Let it be the day you stopped waiting for someone to return and started walking into your own life with both hands open. Let it be the chapter that begins with no answers, no closure, no guarantees, just you, deciding to keep going anyway. They left, let them, and then let that be the last thing you give them, because what you build next, that's only yours.